Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday, right? Today is Wednesday, and we are into day 15. 13 was on Monday. 14th was yesterday. Yeah, today is day 15. We are 15 days in to our I'm Doing Me, right, for the month of September. And we're learning and growing. We're moving forward. We're advancing. We're learning more and more about ourselves, how to heal, how to move forward, how to just be about ourselves sometimes, right? How to be a little selfish sometimes. And it's good to do that sometimes because that's you practicing your self-love, self-care, right? Getting out of a relationship and you're dating just yourself. So we've been doing a whole lot of talking if you've been following me long enough, right? So yesterday we talked about healing past a relationship and how you're carrying baggage is what we talked about yesterday. Are you a bag lady or a bag man? So today, this is like part 2. So yesterday I told you I was going to share with you how to move forward past that, right? So I'm going to share some tips with you today that will help you to be able to move forward. Now, when you talk about are you a bag lady or a bag man? Are you carrying baggage from relationship to relationship, whether that be an intimate relationship or just on a friend basis, right? Are you still hurt, dealing with the hurt and pain from what you've experienced in that relationship? Are you bitter and you holding on to those things and causing it to change who you are as an individual? Are you still feeling as though, even though you're not in that relationship, you have a bad taste in your mouth for men, taste in your mouth for women because of your past experiences? Well, this new person that you're trying to date, he or she deserves a healthy person. They don't deserve to be in a relationship with somebody that is hurt, that is still scorned from what they've dealt with before. This feeling a certain kind of way about men, grouping all men together, grouping all women together, and holding on to hurt pains and emotions, right? And being judgmental, being bitter, being angry, quick to be defensive. Those are all of the traits or behaviors that people have when they've been hurt in relationships before. They're not trusting. They come into relationships with, well, I'm not going to do this kind of a thing because of what happened to me before. So you want to kind of think about all of that and picture yourself. How do you see yourself? Are you the kind of person that I'm describing? I've been that kind of person because of what I've gone through in my past. But I'm no longer that person, right? So that's why I can share this information with you and be so candid about my experiences, because I've gone through a lot coming out of an abusive marriage and rebuilding my life and walking through my healing, right? And so I've learned some things, and I just want to share those things with you. With me as a life coach, I've helped so many men and women in their relationships to be able to move forward, to be able to heal after coming out of a bad breakup. Even if it wasn't bad, it was just, it just wasn't healthy. You guys didn't need to be together, but you were trying to force the relationship and you realize this just isn't working. So even for something like that, you still leave with, like I told you before, you still leave with emotional remnants from every relationship that you've been in. Everything that has happened to you along the way, you deal with that. And so because of that, you're left with those emotional remnants. I don't like to say scars, so I'm just going to say emotional remnants that's left on your mind, left on your heart, right? Sometimes a bitter taste in your mouth for relationships. So what I'm going to share with you guys today will be some tips that can help you to be able to move forward so you're not feeling that way. Now, do you know that when you hold on to that bitterness, the angry emotions that you have, those negative thoughts that you have towards men and towards women, do you realize what you're doing? You're building up walls. And the walls that you're building up can be so high to where you can't even, not you, but nobody that comes into your life is able to get those walls knocked down because you've built them up so high. And you've built those walls up so high because that's walls of protection for you, right? So when you have those walls up like that for protection, it stops you from being loved by somebody else. But it also hinders you from you giving love to another person. Because when you're trying to love a person, you're loving that person out of your pain. And you can't love a person out of pain. You have to be in a healthy mindset in order to be able to give good, true, genuine love to another person, right? So you want to work on, let me make sure I lock my truck. You want to work on building yourself up. So that way when you get into even thinking about getting into a relationship, you can go into this relationship healthy. You don't want to shortchange yourself from getting into another relationship, from being loved, because you're holding on to the hurt and the pain of what you experienced. Because what that really does, the people in your past that you've dated, they're winning. You may not look at it like that, but they're winning. Because especially if you have a bad breakup and the person was just dogged you out or, cheated on you and was abusive, like what I dealt with, right? Being in an abusive relationship. So we go away with hurt emotions, jacked up emotions. And that other person that caused that, he or she, they just move right on to a next relationship, right? But for us, we're still holding on dear to what has happened to us. And so for us, it's a lot of pain that we're going through. And as we're holding on to that pain and we're trying to move forward, we're hindering ourselves, like I said before, from being loved, truly being loved by another person, and for us truly being able to give love to another person, right? The genuine way. So we don't want to let those people in our past win, okay? And so how can we do that? Well, outside of the other tips that I just shared with you, the other one that I'm going to say, which is the key tip, right, is to walk in forgiveness. Now, hold on a minute before you jump to, why should I forgive that person? This forgiveness is for you. It's for you to be able to move forward. It's not about that person. I'm not asking you to call that person up on the phone. I'm not asking you to call that person up on the phone and tell that person, hey, I forgive you for what you did to me. Or you tell that person, I'm sorry for what I did to you. That's not what forgiveness is. Now, 9 times out of 10, if you do that, that person's not going to receive that. Trust and believe, I did that. And my ex told me, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do anything. Wow. So you don't want to be that person to think that just because you all are Christians, that you can call him up or her and tell them that and expect them to admit to what they did wrong, right? 9 times out of 10, it ain't gonna happen, okay? So don't look at wanting to call that person to tell them that. Just write a letter to them. Write a letter and never mail it. Put it in your journal and, keep it in a safe place. Forgiveness is between you and God or your higher power. I serve God. You hear me talk about the universe too, but I believe they're one and the same, or the source. I believe they're one and the same. So for me, I prayed and I talked to God, and that was how I was able to go through my healing and forgiveness for the things that he did. And I even asked, God, forgive me for whatever I did that would have been negative in the relationship, right? Not that would have caused him to be abusive to me, but whatever I did in the relationship that wasn't healthy, right? That wasn't the right things to do or say. So that's what I did. And that helped me more than anything else. Me being able to walk in forgiveness, because that released me from those, wow, you shoulda, coulda, wouldas, right? It released me from being angry that the relationship ended. It took away a lot of hurt and pain. So I'm going to share that with you guys today, okay? So just something to think about. You want to move forward, walk in forgiveness. If you don't ever see that person again, you know within yourself and within God that your relationship with God, that you've forgiven that person. And that's going to make a huge, huge difference in your life, okay? So with that being said, I wanted to share that information with you all this morning. And guess what? I want you all to leave, be inspired, be encouraged, be motivated, empowered, right? And do those exact same things to somebody else. Keep following me, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Every morning until the end of September, we're going to do these walks and give you some motivating chats in the morning time, okay? Hopefully it's lifting you up, helping you to get your day started. With that being said, peace out. I still got some time left on my walk. So with that being said, have a great day, and I will see you guys when? You got it, tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.